All
Please
right.
note, this session is being recorded.
All
I think I'm
right.
definitely tipsy because that shouldn't have been funny.
Then we're drunker than the last episode we did together.
Yeah.
So, everyone, tonight's episode, Crayle is going to be the host and I'm going to be the guest. And since we didn't actually introduce ourselves, we're going to introduce ourselves. So, Crayle, would you like to tell me a little about yourself?
Hi, my name is Crayle, and I'm a member of Phoenix Sisters Cosplay. You've probably never heard of them. Wait, if you're watching this, you totally have. So online, we just normally shorten it to C and K. So I'm C, Kelly's K. Hey Kay, do you want to tell us a little bit about about yourself?
Well, I like long walks on the beach. I like Black Canary, if you haven't figured that out yet. I don't actually like long walks on the beach because I hate sand.
I was going to say it if you didn't. Kelly and I have this thing called the Phoenix Sisters connection where we're basically somehow the same person, even though we have like completely different upbringings. It's really funny. So you'll hear it sometimes where we say or think the same thing, and the other one's just like Phoenix sister connection.
Also, there was totally a Star Wars joke in there for those who might have gotten that.
Right, because Anakin hates sand, and George Lucas can't write romantic dialogue.
Yeah. So, Crayle, do you want to show me what you've been doing today?
Actually, I do. It's time for a shameless plug. So, I have been working nonstop, and this is a little relevant because it has halted a bit of my cosplay work, but I listed 3 Pokeball dioramas online, and people who saw the 3 I had, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. I'm so drunk, I just almost had to double check myself on the original starter Pokemon when my Pokemon wall in my house looks like this. So this is gonna be fun. But
Guys,
I
she's not a
listed
big
3
geek
of
girl.
them.
She actually really, really loves Pokemon. We're also working on a Pokemon dress for her.
Yeah, so I listed 3 of them, and people started being like, hey, can you do this Pokemon or that Pokemon? And I ended up with 6 orders out of 1 listing for custom ones, too. So I've been working on those today.
All right, show us your balls.
All right, these are only halfway done. These are half balls. I'm not sure if rotating helped you see them better, but we've got Pikachu, Litten from the Alola region, and Eevee. I have 3 orders for Eevee, so that's a popular one, and a second Squirtle because one just was not enough. And I'm sure we can splice one of the finished ones in there because I actually just got a light box and started learning how to use that. So it's been a busy week. And what have you been doing today? Oh, Black Canary obsessed one.
Mostly working. Not nearly as interesting.
Got to put in those hours at the flower shop.
Exactly. And I'm going to edit
And
this
by
out.
the way, I totally forgot to finish my plug because how is it a plug if I don't tell you how to buy one? You guys can message the page if you're interested in these Pokeballs. We will show you more of our balls.
All right. So today, big surprise. Yet again, I'm going to talk about a comic that Black Canary is in. I swear to God, guys, I do read comics without Black Canary. I just don't enjoy them as much.
Show us your shirt.
Better than asking me to show you what's under my shirt.
Oh, darn. I was going to ask for that next.
Give me a few more drinks. All right. Today, we're going to talk about Green Arrow and Black Canary #1. And
you're too close to the camera, Kelly. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, believe it or not.
To the side a little.
Well, it's also
there you go.
It's getting cut off because of your phone. Believe it or not, that is not Oliver Queen. That is Connor
Ooh.
Hawk. Because
Makes sense.
yeah, because at this point, at the start of the Green Arrow and Black Canary series, Oliver Queen is dead.
Again, damn it.
Allegedly. Allegedly. He is dead because at the end of the wedding special, well, let's back it up. If you are in the comics universe and you are a superhero, getting married is hazardous to your health. You are not going to have a happily ever after. You are not going to have an easy wedding. You should probably try to elope, but that's probably going to get broken up by supervillains also. So let's just show you this horrifying. So at the end, on their wedding night, Green Arrow attacks Black Canary with a knife, and this person who is in the top 10 martial artists in the DC universe who can put people down non-lethally, her only means of defense is to stab him through the neck violently with one of his arrows, killing him. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay, so Crayle, how do you think the Justice League responded to Black Canary killing her husband on their wedding night?
Well, knowing the Justice League, they probably split right down the middle, where half of them were like, let's get her side of the story. And the other half were like, no pitchforks and torches.
You would be
Probably.
wrong. You would be wrong.
Really?
Every single member of the Justice League was like, oh, your story checks out. Something must have happened to make him attack you. So it's totally understandable that you stabbed your husband through the neck with his own arrow. We believe you.
Okay. All right. That's clearly
Okay.
whoever wrote this did not read Identity Crisis, where like the Justice League is all, no, some people can't handle the truth. Like,
or Diana is very beloved in the DC universe and trusted.
you know what? I'll buy that because she's beloved across the Justice Society of America and the Justice League of America. She's pretty popular.
Yep, she's
For
the
good
one
reason.
who looks for the best in people. So when Huntress was the vigilante who was going around killing everyone, she's the one who extended a hand to her, helped her with her redemption. So pretty much everyone's like, Dinah, kill her husband? No. She must have had a good reason. So Dinah, a month later, has Oliver in a glass coffin a la Snow White. So creepy. She
Try kissing the corpse to wake it up?
probably.
Just checking.
I'm guessing. So Dinah's like, everyone in the Justice League in the hero community is like, Dinah, you need anything? Aw, hi, Dark Phoenix! My Phoenix. These came from our good friends Clyde and Ginny. Hi, Clyde and Ginny.
I'm paying attention to you, I swear. I just thought our fans needed to see that.
I agree. So everyone's like, Dinah, you need anything? We love you. Hale, Oliver's best friend, is like, Dinah, it's been a month. You really need to bury Oliver. His body's probably right by this time, but you know, glass coffin out. Dinah's like,
it's hermetically sealed. Duh. She's not dumb.
oh, yeah. So Dinah's just like, she's like, I know that wasn't my husband. I saw the look in his eyes. So finally, Batman shows up because he's Batman and he knows everything. And
World's best detective.
Does an
autopsy. It took
autopsy.
a month to get an autopsy?
I have no idea. It's comics. They're delightfully wacky. Okay, now I have to look through it and make sure that I'm remembering this right. I literally just read this today, but yeah. Okay.
I'm going to take this opportunity to show you all that I'm drinking out of this like goblet of a wine glass. My fiance hates these glasses. I have no idea why. Like they're just wine goblets, whatever. Pinky out. That was not intentional. Why am I doing this?
I'm doing it
Pinky
too now.
out. Okay, great. It's spreading.
We're drinking like ladies. Yeah, it's been a month. I think it's I don't know. Maybe Batman was checking on his own shit. He's Batman. He's in like 10 books. He's probably busy.
I don't know. Maybe Apocalypse visited Earth right after this.
Probably. Oh, also, worth noting. So everyone's offering Dinah sympathy in this time, except the Amazons who, instead of offering sympathy, are like, hey, you should come join us.
I mean, makes sense if you are an Amazon, I guess. Be like, hey, now that the man for you is gone, how about you come do that no man thing and be badass all by yourself? I don't know. The more I talk about it, the more I like it, actually. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
circle back to that. So Batman shows up, does his autopsy, which involves cutting the body up with a chainsaw.
Because that's how all autopsies are done. Duh.
Yeah. Does his autopsy. Turns out it is not Oliver Queen. Batman comes through as the friend Dinah needs in that moment. It is Hannibal Bates, aka Everyman, who has a super disgusting power. He is a shapeshifter who can turn into anyone by eating a part of them.
Gross.
You're welcome for that mental image.
I'm actually kind of glad I'm getting this explained to me by a drunk person before I get the chance to read it for myself. Because, like, you know, when I'm in the DC universe reading this stuff, I kind of accept things at face value because I'm reading a comic. But when you hear it out loud later, you're just like, gross, why?
Well, I just found that out by reading Wikipedia today to make sure I was up on my shit on him. So I never actually had to read that in a comic with my own two eyes. I had to read that in Wikipedia with my own two eyes. I was like,
that's so much better. Wikipedia is just known for softening the blow.
yeah, speaking of things I read on Wikipedia. So, well, okay, no, we'll circle back to that too.
Okay. We're just going to do a lot of circles. We're doing donuts in this video.
I mean, drunk people, circular logic. So the first issue ends with Oliver, the real Oliver this time, not the one who's hacksawed into pieces because he's a shapeshifter. Gross mental image, nightmare fuel. The real
I'm
Oliver.
so glad we're doing this at like 10 o'clock at night.
You are welcome. The real Oliver is in his boxers on Themyscira. Ooh, plot twist. No one saw that coming. Surrounded by Amazons. And he's like chained up in a cage. And he's like, when my wife comes, you bitches are in trouble.
Oh my gosh, but they were trying to bring her there. Were they trying to like put her on a homicidal rage? What? I have to read this now. Like, what is even?
Are you having a stroke?
I can't even. Huh?
You've forgotten how to even.
I have forgotten how to even.
Yes. So I love what I really love about the Green Arrow and Black Canary book. And I will explain, but what I love about it is that Oliver fully. So first of all, Oliver can hold his own. He's a badass, but he fully recognizes that his wife can kick some major ass and that she's the big guns in their relationship. And he is not only fine with it, but he's proud of it. He's like, you get him, honey. So he's chained up and he's surrounded by Amazons, and he's like, "You better wait till my wife comes and kicks your asses." So,
Oh, so he's like Mike from the Buffy movie. Oh,
I I love that about him. So, um, turns out the whole thing going down is Themyscira has been taken over by Granny Goodness, and she's turned the Amazons into Furies and has decided that she wants Black Canary to be one of her Furies. So her original master plan was to send Everyman in to replace Oliver Queen. And she didn't want him to try to kill her. She wanted him to be mean to Dinah and push her away, gradually. Where that went wrong and this is another thing I had to read on Wikipedia with my own two eyes. I'm not sure where in the comics it was revealed. I have got to figure it out because I have to. Every man has an issue that would have revealed him as a fake Oliver Queen. He is impotent.
oh, well, then he can't be Oliver Queen. Oliver
Especially
Queen is like,
Oliver Queen on his fucking wedding night. Am I right?
right?
So
Like,
he gets to the wedding night. Dinah comes out in her lingerie, all, hot and sexy because she's fucking
so in
Black
what she got married in.
Basically,
Because basically
minus
she
the
got
veil
married in
because
wedding lingerie.
she did. I mean, she probably ditched the veil. That would have gotten in the way. But yeah, basically.
Right.
So she
They're
comes
so
out.
fragile, veils.
So she comes out in her wedding lingerie, and he takes one look at her, realizes, oh wait, this bitch is gonna be on to me. Well, time to get my knife. What he did not realize
Because,
is that Black Canary.
sorry, honey, I'm too drunk wasn't a good enough excuse, apparently.
I don't think he's the sharpest tool in the shed. What I also read on Wikipedia is that somehow, some way, he survived not only being stabbed through the neck with an arrow, but being cut up with a chainsaw for the autopsy and kept in a glass coffin for 30 days in a state where he seemed like he was dead. Comics, am I right, man?
Right. Right. Well, they didn't show his funeral with all the black umbrellas, so he's obviously not actually dead.
Also, he's not a parent to a superhero. And so, of course, Dinah finally figures out where Oliver is and shows up with Connor and Mia until Mia gets to kick some major
Mia!
ass. Yes. I love Mia. Oh my God. I miss her.
If you don't love Mia, you're not a real comic books fan. That's my litmus test. I'm just like, if you don't know Mia, that's fine. Get introduced to Mia. And then if you don't like her, like, we can't be friends.
That's fair. Mia's fucking amazing. My God. Oh. I'm so mad that Mia and Connor did not survive to Rebirth.
Same.
Moment of silence for the characters that were lost to the reboot.
All right, moment over.
All right, so it's glorious. They show up. They find out Granny's behind all this shit. That's why the Amazons are acting all weird and not Amazon-like. Or, I mean, Amazon are kind of anti-men, but they're not like manipulate people into joining them and like try to get men killed anti-men usually.
No, like, I would be way less, like, pro Hippolyta and Themyscira if that was their message. Like,
Right.
if you don't want anything to do with men, cool. I've been there before,
Right.
not anymore. But like, kill, manipulate, right?
Yeah. So they all kick some ass. They get Oliver out of there, still in his green little underoos.
Well, they kidnapped him on his wedding night, so.
And I assume they they stripped him down so every man could steal his stocks. So yeah,
Well, and Oliver is good looking, so
those Amazons slash Furies probably haven't seen a man in a very, very long time. So even though they're tormenting him, they're probably enjoying the man candy.
fringe
So
benefit.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, women when they're tortured and kidnapped get objectified so much. It's tables turning. It's not okay, but it happens. So yeah, they all get away, but then poor Connor gets shot by one of the Fury Amazon's arrows, and that goes into a whole other story where they have to try to save him. And another amazing thing about the Green Arrow and Black Canary book is that they're just this big family. And so it's like Diana and Oliver are the couple, and then they've got their kids. They've got Roy and Connor and Mia. They're all their grown kids, and they all kick ass together. And like it's not like your typical nuclear family, because Connor is Oliver's kid that he conceived before he even got stuck on the island, and Mia is and Roy are his not ever legally adopted wards that he took in, but they love them like kids, and it's cute. And
Well, I think one of the things I like so much about the Green Arrow family is like Batman is constantly adopting kids, but it's usually one at a time, and there's no mom figure, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like it's not boring. It's still fresh to read the Arrow family after you grew up with Batman, because having a mom figure in the mix and like a daughter figure in the mix just really adds some depth to it.
I agree. It changes the dynamics. And there's even a point in the series where like Oliver and Dinah go to couples counseling, which with their history they need. And they
Also,
actually like
I think couples therapy needs to be normalized. Like, you're not admitting that you're on the road to divorce by going to a counselor and being like, you're a disinterested third party. We want to work on things. Like,
right. And that's how it's treated.
I would love to see that more often.
It was pretty cool. Granted, the comic was canceled after 2 years, so editorial mandate meant they did get divorced for stupid reasons. But they were happily married.
That was the writer's intent.
It was not. And the couples counseling, though it was played up for laughs a bit, it also was pretty cool. And it was kind of normalized, and it was awesome. Like yeah, they talked about their past issues, and that's not a bad thing. They have past issues, for God's sakes. Like a lot of them. They have a subscription. They have a past subscription, man.
Well, also therapy can be funny. Like, if it's not too much for drunk comics, when I was a teenager, I saw a therapist for reasons, and things were getting really serious, and we were talking about like my concepts of reality. And a piece of advice she gave me was a South Park quote where she said, if one person tells you you have a tail, tell him to go fuck himself. If 10 people tell you you have a tail, turn around and check your ass. And like, it was good advice, but it was so funny that it just instantly made me comfortable. And if we decide it's not too serious to leave in, like, therapy can be funny, okay? Like, it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. And
sometimes, like, laughter is therapeutic. That's really good. Yeah, it's great. I love that series. It's so funny.
But yeah, so I mean, I think Black Canary and Green Arrow has been on my to read list for a long time, and now that we've done this episode, I think I'm finally gonna either buy them or borrow them from you and go ahead and check those out.
I have them. You definitely have to borrow them. Mia is amazing in them. She has a whole arc. Oh my God, there's a funny moment where, well, do you mind if I spoil it? Or
no, go ahead. Like, I've read a bunch of stuff on Wikipedia about Mia because I didn't have access to the comics, but she's just so inspiring to me for a number of reasons. So go ahead.
Okay, so there's this moment where she has this new boyfriend and she's like going off to London with him to kind of see how things go and like explore the world. And obviously, since she's HIV positive, so Oliver and Dinah are both like, well, be sure you take protection with you. And Mia's like, oh yeah. She's like, don't worry, I know the drill. I'm HIV positive. I'm gonna be safe, yada yada. And then you just see these kind of stunned looks on their faces. They're like, we met arrows.
Such a way to make a joke out of something that wouldn't be funny if you weren't close with someone, though. Like, I love it when art can do that, where they can take a grim topic and just be like, let's laugh for our own sanity.
And the art on that issue was beautifully done because their faces were just priceless. So that's why I almost didn't spoil it for you, but you're still gonna laugh when you get to it.
I'm sure I still will. Like,
their faces were so priceless. All right, so yes, you definitely need to read it. So I think that's the end of the Green Arrow and Black Canary portion.
I mean, otherwise we'll never get you to shut up. Like, you could probably tell us the whole series.
Yeah, I could. And then I could go into a rant about their dumbass divorce and that, but we won't. We'll keep this.
Another episode.